Just a few more dots to connect all of this to show you that it's one big criminal enterprise. The deep state minions, the head of the snake, the belly of the beast. It's all the same thing. When you start seeing the shape of the world, you can see how this has continued all the way up to Israel as the highest land. And over time, the Saudis have always controlled. And you can start seeing it spiral all the way down. So America, if America falls, the world falls. That was the case. So if you then go to New York in the 80s, when we took down the mob, and I've continued to say to people, go and watch Fear City. And I keep saying when we took down the mob, yeah, it's all connected. So when they took down the mob, that was the start of it. The one that you have to go and watch now, which I've just come across, just watched it all, Get Gotti. It's John Gotti. It talks about after.
In the 80s, Paul Castellano was the boss of the biggest organized crime family, the Gambino family.
Big Paul Castellano, dead. The most powerful mafia boss in America.
The king is dead.
It became apparent to everybody who had organized it, and that was John Gotti.
John Gotti.
Gotti faces multiple life sentences and up to 105 years in prison if convicted on all charges.
John Gotti was going down.
We had to get Gotti good.
He was a man to be feared.
We started surveilling John Gotti more.
We had a guy who was great at picking locks.
Inside the refrigerator box is the locked man.
I hear them talking about killing someone, the voice of John Gotti himself.
The government says John Gotti is a cold-blooded killer.
They're confused.
He was a gangster.
This guy is scary. Not for us. For us, it was great. Wow.
And why it's so important, because it shows you how all interconnected it all is. It shows you that ever since then, we've been destroying the darkness at every part of the syndicate. And what it also shows you that you can go back using the RICO Act to previous cases to connect all the dots. So all this has been doing is a dot connecting all the way through the families, through the timelines, through the countries, through the gangs, mob, mafia, ISIS, cartel. It's all the same thing, deep state, and a lot of the stuff that we've been shown in the 90s and 2000s is a movie. We've been replacing their heads and continuing to act out the movie. Make some of the crimes so outrageous that it draws out a lot more people in the state because people want power. And in the process, you capture them all. So the elites were taken out a long time ago. Now you've got all the politicians. That's a movie, people. They were taken out a long time ago. All of this connects to these people here that broke away. When the truth movement started coming on leaps and bounds in 2020 vision. There's a reason for that, because this is biblical. This is to do with defeating God and everyone that signed their oath in blood. That's what all this is about, and you're seeing that everything links. From the day we were born, that birth certificate, everything has been mapped out for us. People have been trying to control our lives. That ties all of this together. So the RICO Act is still ongoing. It has never finished. And that's why they've done all they can to stop people getting the information. They are really conspiracy theorists labelled as truthers. They are really rhinos that are labelled as MAGA. Yet they're bad. They're evil. They're devil worshippers. And this is the last part. So everyone around us, you're going to see a lot of people are going to get taken away because this all links up. You have to draw them out first of all. You have to see how it's all interconnected. So if you want to see how this has always been in the making, how the FBI, how all the other crime forces have all been working together ever since, then it makes sense with the internet. All the technology, everything is enhanced since then. And all of it has been created to catch them all. We truly have caught them all at every level. They said that 99% of the world would be in hospital. A lot of the people that are good people are completely brainwashed and they're stuck in the matrix. The people that are here now, we can weather that because we've been shown all these different types of evil. We can accept it a lot more. So be vigilant even more so now, because the RICO Act is still in gear now, which means people are being removed because it all links to the same crime. Those who scream the loudest. Nothing can stop what's coming, people.
New York in the 80s was a perfect time to be a criminal. You can get away with everything.
We owned the city.
The news was grim. Gotti filled the void.
Morning, Mr. Gotti. This was the beginning of the tabloid era, and people were fascinated. He went from being mob boss to American celebrity.
John Gotti had a lot of balls.
Every single person in the courtroom wearing headphones. John Gotti refused to wear the headphones.
How come you don't put the earphones on?
I like Julio Iglesias.
I'd rather listen to Julio Iglesias, the singer.
This is just not going to end well. You're a boss of the Gambino crime family. Act like one.
He's a star, but behind closed doors, he's a ruthless killer.
He's becoming known as the Teflon Don.
Nothing stick to him. He didn't give a about the FBI. He was like, I dare you to come get me.
Talk about drama. The public ate it up.
The hottest show off Broadway.
He's invincible.
No other way to put it. Get Gotti.